Hey guys, welcome to the Deviant Witchery Hour, and we are here again. Serious amount of topics. The a little bit of shadow work and the colder time of the year type of stuff for this show. But first, there's a couple things that we wanted to cover before we get started. One of the things that I wanted to say was last week there were a couple of people that did not like my opinion about initiations, and there was also a nice big long post about it in the group that I brought up because of that. So this is what I have to say. Stop. Stop. If you have a problem with what I say, come to me about it. Don't go to Michael, because odds are, Michael and I don't agree on everything, but we agree on like 98.2% of everything. So if I say something, there odds are that he agrees with me, and I don't understand why you would go to somebody else. If you have a problem with something that somebody in particular says, like if I had a problem with what Michael says, I would go to Michael and be like, hey, so yeah. But that's just what I have to say. If you have a problem with something that I'm saying, please come to me about it. Sometimes, honestly, I do come off more harsh
Yes.
intended and that's just a part of my personality, and I'm not going to apologize for that. That's just a part of it. But I don't realize that I come out so harsh if you don't talk to me about it. So that's just what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what's funny is like when we first met, like I think I took a lot of what you said, not what you said the wrong way, but it was hard to um, adjust because it's just getting to know you, and people who watch the show, they don't know you, they really don't.
Mm-hmm.
So just take the time to understand that this is just this person's personality and this is how they communicate. And yeah, what they're saying might come off as really harsh, but that wasn't like the intention. That's not. Sometimes it is though, because you're a bitch. But it happens. Um, but yeah, if someone has a problem, they should go to you directly. It's like I'm not gonna. What I probably even if I agreed with the person that is complaining, I would still say they're stupid because you're right. No, we don't agree always. We really don't. But we find common ground. Like if we disagree, it's not like, oh, I gotta go tell someone else that I disagree with this person and they gotta fix it. I will go to
Mm-hmm.
you, which I don't really think we disagree on much. It's just our applications, or how we go about
Yeah, we
doing
don't.
something. But if I did have like this huge disagreement, I would go to you and say, you know what, you're wrong.
Actually, you know what? If you disagree, there on the show as soon as I said it.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
But I did want to talk a little bit about that post because it was interesting to see everyone's different perceptions and their beliefs on initiation, and but I don't really feel a lot of people at first got the post. They didn't understand what we were saying. I think they felt attacked, and so when someone feels attacked, they don't get the best out of the experience. They get defensive and they don't want to hear anything. Um, we weren't saying that you had to be initiated to practice whatever you practice. We were saying that if you are claiming to practice a tradition which requires initiation, then you are required to be initiated. That's, I mean, how you can't really get clearer than that. Like if you're I can't practice like voodoo, I'm not initiated, so I wouldn't claim to practice that. If you are and you claim it, you can back it up because you have a way of, showing people that you were initiated. So, and people don't understand initiation. They think it was just like, these people coming together and boom, boom, pow, you can now do flips or something, and that's not really what. That'd be cool though. I'd love to do like backflips. But that's really not what initiation's about. It's about the coming together, not just of these people, but spirits and deities and all of that. It's a passing of power. You're not just doing. Ooh, there is a passing, and you physically feel it, experience it. There is a passing of power, and they didn't understand. People don't understand that. It's like it's not just you go through a little rite, you say a few words, and now you're initiated. It's not like that. It's so much more, and you choose to be a part of a family, because you can't really get rid of them. Once you're a part of it, you're a part of it. Even if you decide not to practice again, you're still a part of that. Like you still went through that initiation, you still went through that process, and so you will forever be a part of that. Yeah.
A lot of people look at the money aspect and are like, oh, these people just want a lot of money. And that's not the case. I mean, just like when you take any other kind of class, you pay your teacher. Do you pay for your college classes? Yeah, this is a little bit different. And depending on which path you're initiating into, there's a lot more that goes with it. You may be staying at somebody else's house. There may be a feast. There may be new clothes that need to be bought, or I don't even know. And a lot of people seem to think that because we have this stance that we're being elitists. And the fact of the matter is, neither of us are initiated in anything.
No.
So why people think that we're being elitists, and I don't know. I got called all sorts of stuff today. Yeah,
really?
when there was a very early morning post at the same basic topic came again, and
I missed it. I was working, making money.
It might still be. Actually, I think this happened before you were even awake. So yeah, I mean, no, but we do honor the tradition of being initiated, and we are trying to. Part of the reason of this show, the group, and the book is to get back to the old school stuff
and be respectful. Have respect. And someone, I appreciate everyone's comments. Someone kept saying, well, who initiated the first person? Who initiated this? It doesn't really, I mean, it matters, but it doesn't at the same time, because that first person got that direct initiation, so they created, or they were asked to create a specific tradition, which from then on, that specific tradition will require initiation. Like, I mean, you can't initiate your own self from that tradition because it was already handed down.
Yeah.
Maybe the first person did that, maybe the first person, that's how it, happened, but from that point on, that specific tradition requires those initiations, those passing of powers, everything that consists of.
There are newer traditions. There are people that come up with their own traditions, and then once they come up with their traditions, they have initiations. I mean, it's just somebody brought up Raven Grimassi and his newer tradition. Well, I've actually met Raven and Stephanie a couple of times, and they've talked about this, and I've looked at the website where the classes are, and I mean, this is their thing, and I feel that those two people in particular take it very, very seriously.
They do, absolutely.
So, to me, yes, it is tradition. If you get Susie Sally down the street getting a couple of her friends together, she's forming this new coven. To me, that's not forming a new tradition. You may be forming a group of study or something like that, but you're not forming a whole new tradition.
Right.
This took them years and years and years and years to do.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And another thing, like, people, I don't understand. I don't even understand how it traveled into all this crap. But they thought that we were telling them that they could not practice with spirits that came to them. Like, it's just because a spirit from a different tradition comes to them that they're not allowed to practice or work with that spirit. I personally know a few people who have been contacted by these beings that are part of a specific tradition, and they're not initiated, and they don't claim to be, but they were able to verify that spirit was actually that spirit by someone who was, of that tradition, of that initiation. And we were never saying that you can't. It's not possible. But you can't say that you are of that specific tradition if you are not initiated.
It's like it would be like Haitian voodoo.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be like me reading a book about Haiti. One of the lowest come to me, and I work with them, and that's cool. But I'm still not initiated, and still can't call myself somebody who practices the voodoo religion just because I read a book, maybe worked with the spirit of it.
Right.
And of course, actually, I actually a couple years ago did something when I was making for a couple of the spirits of voodoo, and it was a very interesting experience. Very interesting experience. But I can't go around and claim, oh yeah, I practice voodoo, because I don't.
Yeah.
It's just not me.
Absolutely. I don't think that there's really anything else to say on that topic because we can't dumb it down any more than we already have, and that's not. I'm not trying to be mean about it. That's just it. We've made it so simple. We've talked about it over and over, and people are so defensive about it that there's no point. It did promote some really interesting discussions, and that's cool. But yeah, that's it. You know, we can't be any more clear. So,
Okay.
you take over. What should we talk about next?
Shadow work has come up. There was another post that was created in a group about shadow work. And a lot of people are doing shadow work because it is, the darker time of the year. Samhain has passed, and this is when we go internal and bring out all our garbage and take care of all of our stuff. And the person who posted the original post didn't understand. And if I'm paraphrasing you, and you know who you are, and if I'm getting it wrong, I apologize. Basically, he didn't understand why it was done the way it was done, or why it turned people such assholes. Why did they do it? Along that kind of thing. What shadow work is from my understanding, is something that you go into the deeper part of yourself. I never liked the word of it though. You go into the deeper part of yourself and all your problems, and you dig them out, and you basically shadow self. I've never actually set time apart to do work like that. That's something that I do constantly. You should always be working on yourself.
Yeah.
So, but it is a thing that is done during this time of year, so I wanted to address it. And it was basically a general consensus in the group that it's more of a psychology thing than a witchcraft thing. It just seems like that's what a lot of witches do during this time of year, because it is the darker time of year.
I think it's natural. I mean, it's like putting a name on something that we naturally do anyways during this time of the year, because a lot of people get very depressive and moody and angry. I know I'm always like that, but it intensifies during this time because you're withdrawing, you're becoming more introverted even, and it's, to me, I've seen it, but for those who are extroverts, it's far more damaging to them and harsh on them because they're so used to being, out here, and then it's kind of like they're forced to deal with all these things deep down that they might not want to deal with. And I think as practitioners, we're constantly doing that, so it almost comes natural, but that's not always the case, and it's important to at least understand that this stuff can be really harsh and painful because it brings up memories and experiences that you bury deep down and you don't want to address, you don't want to deal with, but it's something that you have to. And someone's made a comment. I wasn't able to read that the full post, I don't believe, but I did remember seeing a comment saying that it's not negative. It's not. People assume that it's negative, and it's not. It's not. It's not a bad thing. It's a healthy thing. It's really actually a positive thing because it turns something that is so harsh and challenging, and you actually get to work through it. You get to process it. You get to heal it. You become a better person because of it.
I just never liked the word shadow work because it sounds so deep and dark, and I think that's why the word came about to begin with, is because it's supposed to be this deep, dark thing. I don't. To me, it's something that should be worked on constantly. But it's not only just, it is the darker time of the year, and the sun goes down earlier. And for a lot of us, it is really cold, so you don't go anywhere, and you have to deal with your family more. Or there's especially with the holidays coming around the corner. There's definitely a lot of things that need to be worked out. I don't know any details on work. Like I said, I don't really do set apart a specific time for shadow work. There's plenty resources online that can help people out with that if that's something that they wanted to focus on.
Yeah, it's not rocket science, because I think before this time of the year we start to get hints at what we need to address. You can even throw down some cards or talk to spirit or whatever you want to do, but figure out what it is that you need to work through during this time to promote where you want to be after it. So you kind of already have, if you pay attention, if you listen, you kind of already have an idea of what needs to be worked through. And a really good thing you can use, I love my black obsidian, but it's really, you have to be really careful with it for this, but it gets deep, it cuts really deep, and it helps you to unearth that stuff. It helps you to kind of bring those shadow aspects, I guess you want to call it, I don't know, about, so that you can face it and kind of clear it or work through it. But you need to make sure that you're not working with black obsidian too much during this time of the year, because it pulls you, you're already being pulled deeper, and you don't want to get even more depressed, and that it can actually happen. It makes you very, I don't know, crotchety, mean.
And if you're being crotchety and mean and you're having a problem with people, stay from people. Some people like to do their shadow work and then blame their shadow work for them being an ass, and
Oh
that's
God.
just not cool. That's just as bad as women blaming their bitchiness on PMS. It all happens. We know it happens, but
Right.
you got to deal with it. You can't blame it on anything. I'll tell
Yeah,
people,
it's
like, hey, listen, this is what's going on. Stay away from me.
yeah. I'm just like, ooh.
Yeah,
But,
I do that.
but it does irritate me, because it's like someone wants to call you an asshole. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm doing shadow work. I didn't mean it. You meant it, you dumbass.
It's just like when you're
You meant
drunk.
it.
You get
Exactly.
drunk and you say all the things that you didn't want to say when you were sober.
Right.
So the setting our intention, now that is something that Nimbus and I had a discussion about that privately when we tried to talk about, we covered Samhain. So during Samhain which would be great if we did a Samhain show, but we had crazy stuff going on. During Samhain is when you want to set your intentions for the new year. I consider Yule to be more of the new year, and I will celebrate the secular new year as the new year. It's just what I do. But between now and even, let's just say, the new year is when you really want to set your intentions, is really when you want to work through all your garbage. You want to start the new year off new. One of the things that I've heard is try to pay off all your debt before the new year, so you don't go into the new year with something big, really big like that. You're not going to be able to pay that off right away, but try to get that paid off before the new year. And do set up your New Year's resolutions. I know a lot of people set up their New Year's resolutions and then don't do them. Set them up now. Start working towards those goals now. A couple years ago, I quit smoking, but it was something that I already decided on. It took me a couple weeks to build up to cut down and to do this, and to finally say, okay, I'm ready. A lot of people have the weight losing goals. Start your eating habits now before the holidays. Change your eating habits. Get up earlier. Do a couple of workouts. Get into that mode where you're used to it. So when you do sign up for the gym, you're not going to kill yourself when you start those like heavy, intense, workouts. Set yourself up for success. Don't knock yourself over. And don't ever say that, oh, I'm not going to do this. This is my New Year's resolution. I won't do it in a month from now.
Right.
You really have to put your mind to it. It really has to be something that you really, really, really need and you want to do.
Absolutely. I like the idea of starting, preparing yourself for all of, the following year, because you do. I mean, we feel better when we're organized. You're not like freaking out all over the place trying to like I was today, like I am every day, but I would love to be organized. I would love to have an assistant to get my shit ready for me, but I can't at the moment, but I will eventually. Anyways.
One day.
One day. It just makes you feel better. When you are organized and prepared, you feel like you can take care of everything. You know where things go. You have this amount of time for this. You have like this direct shot, so energy moves more fluid, I guess you could say, through those things because everything has its purpose. You connect with it, and you understand what's going to happen for the most part. But yeah. I don't know. So we guess we could talk about the winter blues. How to.
Yeah.
Because that has a huge impact on our intentions, on what we want to accomplish. In the coming year, if we lose ourselves within ourselves, then we kind of make that our intention. We focus on that energy. We focus on putting all of that out, and that sets the rest of the couple months or even the year, depending on how powerful your feelings are during these winter months.
And I think everybody has experienced that at least once. On the mundane level, usually it's because of lack of sunlight. You're not outside as much, or maybe it's not sunny because it's snowy all the time, depending where you are. So they have lamps. They do have lamps for that. When I was in Alaska over the wintertime, I was told that they actually have like special tanning salons that have those special lights that people will go to and sit for an hour and just be under. They call them the happy lights, and they'll just be under the light. And it helps the body make the vitamin D naturally. And if you can't do something like that, I don't know, I'm sure it was a special kind of light. You can make vitamin. You can take vitamin D. You can take food. You can eat foods that are higher in vitamin D. And I think that's the main thing the sun provides us. I think is vitamin D. And if you can get outside for 10 minutes a day, that helps a lot too. So even though it's freezing, I think earthing, a lot of people, because you can't touch you could touch the ground if you really wanted to. A lot of people don't do a lot of grounding during the winter time because they're not outside as much. And they do have grounding and earthing like sheets, like literal sheets that will go on your bed that you can plug into the wall, and somehow they tap into the ground and of the earth, and those are supposed to help people greatly. I bought Ben those sheets, and he hasn't used them yet.
Benjamin, use those damn sheets.
They are expensive, and they are supposed to help with a lot of things, with sleeping problems and a lot of different things. And if you can't afford sheets, do your grounding and your meditation exercises. Ground in the shower. Everybody showers. Take a shower and ground and clear all your old energy off. You can do your tree meditations, your tree root meditations, and tap into the earth. You don't have to physically touch the earth. For me, if I physically touch the earth, it's a lot easier for me to ground than doing a meditation. That's just me personally. But that doesn't mean that you can't. A lot of people get thrown off kilter. A lot of people, I think their empathy is increased because they're not as grounded, and they're not as there's just so much stuff because they're stuck inside the house. Right. And you have family and holiday stuff, and it's your friends and everybody else, and it's just people just
you want to stab
have a really hard time.
You want to kill someone. Let's be honest. That's the truth. You want to hurt someone.
So what you want to do as I taught somebody this recently, is you want to work on your shielding. Shielding is, yes, your Zen. You want to do work on your Zen, and you want to work on your shielding. So that's one of the things that we go into when we go in the book. There's a couple of more specific shielding exercises, and you want to basically, play around with your shields. You can use different things. I don't want to go too much into it because it isn't a book, but you don't have to use light, and you don't have to use fire. Or one of the things we talked about is a fun one. I've used that. You could use shields with roses, and you could use shields with lightning. You could do shields with anything, and play around with them. You want to use the gentler shields probably around your family.
I guess.
And then if you want to, and you would use a harsher shield if you're in a situation maybe where somebody is following you around or creeping you out or something. Maybe you want to zap them with lightning if they get too close. So play around with your shields. Anything that is comforting to you, think about that, and think about how that shield can help you. It's all about yourself, and you have to really, really focus on yourself, because if you're not happy, nobody around you is going to be happy.
Right. You also want to know, like, if you do shielding work, like, if you don't, you can have fun with it and be creative, but if you make your shield, like, your outer layer, something sticky, I've had this, not me personally, but I've had this happen or discuss it. Things will attract to it. So you want to clear it regularly. Otherwise, it'll start to weigh on you. You'll feel heavy, and that defeats purpose. Like, if during this time, during the winter months, you get depressed already, and then you have all this crap, being attracted to it, it's sticking. Like one of those foam, those ball things you throw and it sticks. I forget, whatever. But yeah.
I can see that where you're still protected, but you're literally weighed down.
Right, exactly. And then you get frustrated, and you might lash out, and on the wrong person. Save that shit for someone who deserves it.
No. It usually happens to the wrong person. One thing that is good is to use anything that would slide off. Ice comes to mind, but you need to be careful. I'm trying to think of.
Oil. You can make it a slick surface and pour like oil all over it.
Everything just slides right off. I don't like things sticking to me. I don't think I've ever done a sticky shield. I usually do the one that just bounce off.
I don't like.
want it.
Yeah, I don't like clingy shit. So no, I wouldn't do it. No, don't cling on me. I'll put fire. I'll throw fire at you. Get the hell away from me. Get away. Don't cling. I have
fire shield.
I freak out. Like, if something tries to cling to me, I get claustrophobic. I need my space. So if all this stuff, especially everyone during this time, like not even people who are not metaphysical, they feel this way too. They feel introverted. They feel grumpy. There's so much to do at this time, and so all that shit is being directed at you too. And if you're wearing ugly shoes and someone sees your ugly shoes, and you just got hit. Because they're feeling all this, bitchy energy, this mean, angry frustration. They look at your hideous shoes, and that pisses them off, and they have something to direct it at, and boom. And it's not just shoes, you could have an ugly hat, ugly hair, just ugly. And it's funny, but it's so serious. Like, people don't realize, like, you look at someone and you're like, ew. And then all that frustration that you were feeling, it boom, you directly hit someone. So if you have something that's sticky, like a sticky shield, it sticks to it, and you're like, oh, more. You don't want that. Be smart.
Yeah, you end up becoming a target. Because then I think you have that negativity on the outside of you. The negative people are probably going to be drawn to it, and you just end up becoming a target.
Yeah, and you have that layer of bullshit, negativity, meanness, and then people look at you even more because you can tell when someone's like that. And you're like, what the hell's wrong with them? They need to get laid. They need to smoke them. You
There
know?
are some people too that will. I have a supervisor that will pick on if I'm in a particularly bad mood. He'll make it worse on purpose because there's people that are like that too,
Some,
and you need to stay away from those people. I
yeah,
sneak past him.
they do. Like, I've had that happen. Like, I'm not in a good mood, and someone's just like, "Hey, what's going on? What's going on? You okay? What's going on?" I'm like, "If you don't get the fuck away from me, I am going to stab you with a pencil. I will." And then they're like, "Why are you so mad? Why are you so mean to me? You hate me." Blah blah blah. No, I don't hate you. You're just annoying me right now. I'm
Yeah,
on
you
my
have to.
period.
You have to want
Uh,
to be who need to be left alone. So I'm trying to think of other things that can be
Laughter.
done.
Laughter is amazing at this time of the year. Like, there's a lot of funny shit. I mean, people with rosy cheeks, alcoholism, shows in the cheeks, you know who I'm talking about. Rosy cheeks makes me laugh all the time because I'm like, you've been drinking. It's like 10 a.m. And I live in California, not that cold. There ain't no snow to blame that on. Um, but no, seriously, laughter is amazing. Like, so watch comedy. I really do. I'm not a fond of a lot of comedy shows. Like, they annoy me. Probably because I like
Mhm.
being all the time, and comedy makes me nice. But if you watch comedy, if you just laugh with friends, that helps raise that compacted energy. That brings in good vibes. That makes you feel good, and then that passes on to someone else, and it just it travels. Another good thing to do at this time, what I really like doing, is blessing someone with something. Whether that means you hold a door open for someone, which is always a good thing because I had a bitch at me because I opened the door for her. She was like, "I'm a woman. I can do this myself. I don't need a man." So I shut the door on her. I'm like, "I don't care." I walked in, shut the door on her, and I walked away. I'm like, I was just trying to be nice. I was raised to be nice, and if you don't want me to open the door for you because you're a woman, whatever.
Whoever gets to the door first opens the door. That's my thing. I don't care who it is. If it's me, if it's my kids, I try to teach my kids to hold the door open for
Yeah.
people. If they get there, they usually get there first because they're running ahead of me. To always, it doesn't matter whoever gets to the door. So yeah, I was a little bit like that. I could hold my own door because that's the Northeast thinking up here.
Oh, you're one of
And
them.
then when I moved down south for a couple of years, and
Hmm.
yeah, everything's a lot different down there.
It does change because
A
I
lot.
my manager's daughter lives in New York, and she's like, she's used to being courteous and doing all these things like opening doors, and she's like, people attack you for that. They don't want that. They don't do that, and they look at you. So she's had to learn, and unfortunately, it's unfortunate, but she's had to
Yeah.
learn to be mean. And so when she comes back to visit, it's like, why are these people? What do they want? Why are they opening doors for me? Why are they being nice? What do they want? What are they gonna do to me?
Yeah. When I was in Salem, we were with two people that were from Texas, and me and another girl is from the Northeast area, and we're around them, and they just how it is a different thing. Froze, so I don't know if it was on your end.
That
It's
thing
just a
is
different
so.
thing.
Whoosh. All I heard was Salem, Texas, and
Completely cut out. All right. When I was in Salem for Samhain, I was with two people from Texas, and it was me and another girl that was from the Northeast area, and there was an issue with the Texas driver had problems with the way the people in Massachusetts were driving, and me and the other girl were just like, that's just how it is. It's just how it is up here. It's just something that we have gotten used to,
right.
and yeah. It's completely, the people are completely different, but we just totally went off topic.
That's okay. It happens. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it does happen.
it's interesting. I mean, it really is. Another thing, like during this time, you have to also be you do kind of have to be a little harsh because you are experiencing harsh frequencies, harsh people. So you kind of have not. You don't have to be mean. You just have to be very blunt. You have to protect yourself because you're important. Your family's important. So you don't have to be always nice during this time. So if you do have a little bitch fest, that's okay. And this is a good time to do protection work. This is a good time to work with herbs and crystals that are for protection, that will protect your mind. To protect everything, but you need to really care for your mind right now. Because if you get in a funky space and you get depressy, it's not healthy. It's not healthy for you, then it's not healthy for the people around you. Um, Diamonds. Diamonds are beautiful, and they're really good for protection. So if you wear diamonds, you should buy me one. I want one. Anyways, if, if you wear diamonds, program them. Use the power of what's going on around you and program them to be magical. To protect you, to help you remain in the higher frequencies, help you remain in upliftment, but to also protect you from all the harsher, lower vibrations, lower frequencies, which lower doesn't mean negative, lower doesn't mean, bad, it just means very physical, more dense. So work with your diamond jewelry and allow it to kind of uplift you and teach you why these things are going on. So that can go back to shadow work. Like if you have diamonds, you can work with them to understand those harsher challenges, those harsher experiences, and take them from deep down and kind of bring them up and understand them from a higher, more elevated position. Because, if you're down here, you can't see everything. But if you're up here on this, mountain, or if you're dead and you're in the clouds, whatever, you can look down. And shut up. You can look down and you see better.
I do have a question. So would that work with the Herkimer diamonds too? If you have a Herkimer diamond.
Hercs are a little different, but they would still. You could still benefit from that. They're not, to me, Hercs don't feel as precise. Like, real diamonds are very, they're very precise, very, higher intensity, and they remind me of the sword suit, like the Queen of Swords, like very bitchy, very to the point. So Hercs have a little more fun energy to them, a little lower in vibration. For me, working with them, comparing the two, actual diamonds are more tedious, like very picky, like they're precise, and you can uplift and pull out more, get more from it than you might with Hercs. Hercs might take you on a little journey, all over the place, travel.
Hercs are doing a little bit of LSD. That's what I got from that one.
Yeah.
They would take you on a ride. For protection, my go-to for most things is black tourmaline. If you know me, black tourmaline is my favorite crystal. Black tourmaline is great because it helps transmute negative energy. What I tell people is when I have it on me, it strengthens my shields and it gives me a kind of an extra layer of protection. And everybody's bullshit just goes right over my head. Right. Sometimes you can't carry that big piece. I have a nice piece that I bought from Elisa. That's a necklace pendant.
What do you mean? I carry this on me all the time. This is like a ring. See?
I put it in my hands, and I don't want it to look like I have a roll of quarters in my pants. So
you might get some interesting. You might get some interesting questions.
Yeah, you can wear it on a necklace. She did a beautiful piece, and it has other stones, so it doesn't look like it's like the ugliest stone, but it's the best one. It's my favorite one.
It's so
You can
ugly.
also use it is. It's like people's bullshit just goes. It's like I see it, but I don't feel it. It just goes right over my head, and it
I wouldn't
doesn't
want to feel
affect me.
bullshit either.
And I'm just like, okay, like, it just doesn't bother me. It's great for my job. It's
Oh,
also good for EMF if you're on the computer a lot. It helps, prevent the EMF rays. And smoky quartz is also a great protection stone. I like the obsidians. I like the other ones. Um, Funny that you talk about black obsidian. I've never owned one until my son picked two out in Salem.
oh,
He
your
picked
son is my little minion.
he
Oh,
picked out two of them in Salem, and I was like, wow, that's really tough for a 5-year-old. I like the snowflakes and I like the rainbows, and I have a mahogany obsidian as well. I really like the rainbow obsidian because it's just got a more gentler energy to it.
yeah, it does. I mean, Black Obsidian is very harsh. It's very fascinating that your son picked that out, though. Anyways, I don't think I
Well,
have rainbow.
yeah, he usually goes for the red ones.
I wonder why. Um, another good project you can do at this time, and I don't know if I wrote it in the book, and I'm not going to add it in. So if it's there, it's there. If it's not, whatever. Is make like a gem elixir with, smoky quartz with a little bit of black obsidian and black tourmaline. Make a gem elixir, and you can spray that shit like someone comes at you, psh, the hell away from me. Like boom.
Mm.
Like and if someone's in your home and they're bringing this negative, bullshit attitude, when they leave, spray it. Spray the hell out of it while they're leaving. Like spray them. You gotta go.
It's more effective than sage,
Oh, absolutely.
believe it or not. Believe it or not. It is also the new moon. Did you know that is the new moon?
Of course I
So
did.
the new moon can be very intense. I have noticed this whole week that reading comprehension has been down the toilet. So I don't know exactly if that's an astrological something else thing. But comprehension has been really bad, and people's defenses have been really up. But okay, so new moon. I need to do my cleansing. New moon is the time where I do my cleansing. That's what reminded me of it. So try to do your cleansing. Do your cleansing if you have people over for the holidays. Do your cleansing before they come over. So there's no funk in your house when people come over, and then do it again once they leave. Wash your floors. You can use Florida water. You can put a little bit in your wash water. You could put it in, wipe your counters with it. You can do so much with Florida water. Anywhere you would use a cleaner, you could put just a little bit in there. That's one of my favorite things.
I don't know.
You can you can smudge your house. Did you spray yourself in the eye or something?
No, I just got this really funny vision that I can't stop laughing now. Okay, I'm good. Good.
Okay.
Continue.
So clean your house before people come over, and then clean it again once they leave. So you can get them all, and if you can help, get them to help you clean, get them to help you clean up after them. Just get everybody's stuff out of the way,
Or
out of your house.
or if someone's being very, very troublesome, you can get Dorothy Morrison makes this oil. It's called Bitch Be Gone. Add a few drops spray the hell out this person. What do you do? I'm just spraying you with some Bitch Be Gone. What? Yeah, go. See you later. Like
It's
our
very.
dinner's over. You gotta go.
I used a different one for that particular thing. Bitch Be Gone is very effective, though. If you're going to use something that's a hexing oil or something like Bitch Be Gone, don't get it on yourself.
No.
That is also, you
I
have to
like
be
my
very, very
bitch.
careful.
I don't want it to go anywhere. I like it.
Don't get it on yourself. I'm actually going to be I have to do a spell video very soon.
Yeah, the new moon though, And I think it does because look, we're transitioning from like at least here from summer hotter weather to
Yeah.
older. So you have this new moon which produces like new energies. You want to do something like it kind of pushes you up and you want to like start something. You get that that buzz feeling, but at the same time it's colder, so you get like compacted. You get pushed in this like little container, but you're trying to like go out, and so it's
Mhm.
very draining and conflicting. I just wore myself out talking about it. Um, but I think that's another reason why people can't really seem to fucking understand anything right now is because and they're preparing for the holidays, all kinds of shit's going on right now, family shit, everything, and so all this energy compacted into one tiny little space,
I
and
don't understand why people always put their family stuff on their other family members. I don't.
tell me more.
Like, why I'm sorry, I'm distracted. So why would you
See,
go to? I don't understand. People, I guess the people are not what
nothing.
people are not happy with themselves, so they need to go make other people miserable, which is why shielding is extremely important.
Absolutely, yes, I concur. So, I mean, shadow work is just common witchery. We do it all the time. We work through hard problems. We get our results. Um, or if you want to focus on it, just look at what you need um, and pull that out, meditate, do whatever, talk to Uncle, Aunt Sally, Edna Jones, I don't care. Um, they might have some advice. If you really have patterns that you really know, because we all know what we go through. Like I know for the longest time, I hated the winter months. I hated it because it made me feel bad. I hated it because I was so introverted. I didn't understand how to process that, but now I do. So I still don't really care for it, but I appreciate it because I know what I can do with it. So that's important too. If you know your patterns, you can take that and work through those, but don't get stuck there. Work with crystals or herbs that are going to pull you out, that are have higher vibrations, that are associated with the higher chakras, or something that you can balance out all this crap that's bringing you down. And it's not a negative thing. It's a positive and amazing experience. So don't judge it as negative. Just be annoyed with it because it is annoying. Um, there's just so much, and we're running out of time.
Try to
But
be organized. Try to be organized. Make your Christmas list. Don't overspend. Don't overbuy for food. Try to be organized. Try to be organized, because when you're not organized is when things get really crazy and everybody gets really
yeah,
snippy snappy. So that is what I'm working on now. That's one of my New Year resolutions, I
I'm
suppose.
trying to.
Because I realized yesterday in particularly is I can't miss anything. I can't. It's more so has to do with my kids. I can't miss anything, and it makes me crazy because I'm like I'm running from here to here to here to here. So put your priorities straight. Make a list. I can talk about some of the things I've done. I'm not gonna talk about it right now, but there's some of the things that I've been doing that I can make a video about on my own personal channel, um, organization. But okay.
Oh my god. Okay, so we're putting this out there is we are trying to expand the channel. No, we're not trying. We're going to do it. So you should be part of it if you're cool. Because if you're not, I don't want you. Um, at least I say it bluntly.
People say that I'm mean.
But I'm just saying it with a smile. I'm see.
That's the problem is I don't smile when I say it.
Yeah, you gotta be nice like this.
Okay.
No. Deviant Witchery, the YouTube channel, is trying to. We are expanding. God, I need to stop saying trying. We are expanding, and we want to bring more people on. We want to do like single shows, but like once a month or ever so often, we want a few of us at least, whoever can join, come together and do a show like we do now, and kind of just talk with each other and throw ideas off. So we're looking for people, practitioners of anything really. Anything magical and interesting. to me.
That are knowledgeable and willing
Knowledgeable.
to
Well, you
share.
know, even
Willing to
if
share.
share, yeah, share. I like books, and chocolate, but and vodka
And diamonds.
and wine. I like it all. More.
No, you're willing to share your knowledge. Some people get on here and they don't want to talk about things. They're like, no, that's
Yes.
private. You have to be
So
willing to talk about whatever it is.
yeah, and we're looking for people who are motivated and who want to be part of a very fun project because this is fun. I enjoy doing this. I like talking. I like throwing ideas off. So we want people who are going to be able to do that alone on their own, videos here, but also to come together ever so often and do like a big group show where we can all bitch at each other. But I don't want you to write me. I mean, you can if you want, but I probably won't get back to you. I want a YouTube video. I want you to do a YouTube video telling us what what Deviant Witchery means to you. Like what does that express to you? Like how does it make you feel? What when you think or hear Deviant Witch or Witchery, what ideas come to mind? I want to know more about what thought processes flow through you with that. And what do you think of the channel? I mean, I guess you can be kind of honest, but if you hate it, I don't want to hear it.
If you hate it, why would you want to be on?
Because people are like that. People are like that.
Mm.
No, and
Okay.
I want to know what you feel like you can offer. What your strengths are in your craft, what you want to talk about, what you feel is needed to be expressed. That's a good one. I want to know. What you think needs to be talked about more in the community, in our craft, like what we don't discuss. Like there's things a lot of people don't discuss because they're scared to. We're not one of those. We're not those people. We will talk about.
Which is why people get so mad at us because we talk about things that nobody else wants to talk about.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah,
We always did.
make a video telling us if you need. I should write that up because I just should. So I probably will. But I want to know what you think about Deviant Witchery, what you think it means, what it means to you personally, and what you can offer the channel, like what your strengths are, what you prefer to talk about, what you're uncomfortable with. Tell me what you're uncomfortable with magically, and what you don't feel like you can speak on, but you might be interested in learning more about, or at least having a discussion on. Oh my God, what about you? What do you think?
No, those are all good points. I'm thinking more of the technical aspect because YouTube doesn't do video responses anymore. So if you could do your post, okay, and if you could tag Deviant Witchery in the bottom,
Post it on our
and
Facebook
do
page.
your video, and also put a link to the video in the comments of this video, or should we make a separate video?
No, they can do it here, wherever. Just
Okay.
get it to us. I
So
don't
make a
know.
video.
We're not
Make a
organized
video.
people. We're not organized.
We were not. Make a video, talk about all of the things that Michael just talked about. Put the link here in this video, and then tag it as well. Now, here's the thing of it. Don't make it private. Don't make it unlisted. If you public, then you're not the type of person to be on the show. A lot of people will
Yeah.
make unlisted videos and want to make it, so only the people can see. If you're not willing to put yourself out there, if you're not willing
Yeah.
to read the comments and to deal with the type of comments, then this really is not the type of show for you, because odds are Michael and I, the other guests have to be aware of it, I guess. I mean, I'm never gonna be like make somebody else deal with what I say, which is why I said if you have a problem with what I say, come to me with it. But you just have to be aware of the big picture.
I want Trina. She makes me happy. Hi.
We'll have to. Trina's awesome.
I'm not high and I'm not drunk. I'm just tired, and that's why I'm acting like this, okay? I wish I was high or drunk,
Yeah.
but I don't have that experience.
Maybe later.
Maybe. Or so, could be.
Okay, but I have to go. Not exactly sure when we're going to do this next, but hopefully it's not going to be a big, huge break like we did last time. The book's still being written. We're still working on it. It's getting closer to being done, so people know. We will let you know when it comes out, so please stop asking us. We will let you know. And yeah, I hope everybody has a great weekend, and take this new moon and rock it.
Yes, absolutely.
Rock it.
Boom, boom, boom.
All right, everybody have a great weekend.
Peace out, mofos.
Bye.